how I coach it, transitioning people from a double leg RDL or double leg deadlift to a single leg unsupported RDL. So we have our whole progression tree you've probably seen videos on. We have our handcuff hinge. We have our RDLs, our foam roller RDLs, every different variation of double leg to single leg deadlift you can think. But how do you make that transition from a double leg to a single leg? We use tension. So if you've been familiar with any sort of like the programming concepts that I've put out, you'll see I'm a big fan of learning to create and maintain tension. The hardest part when you go from a double leg to a single leg exercise is with all the rotational elements that get added in on standing on one leg, the ability to maintain tension through those motions becomes even more valuable for just stiffness throughout the body and added support. So I have a cut down foam roller here. This is about 18 inches. A big foam roller or small foam roller, yoga block also works. What you're looking to do from here to get from that double leg to a single leg unsupported meaning you're not holding on to anything, RDL or deadlift, is what I'm going to think about doing is taking my elbow or my arm in this case, something in the top hemisphere, pinning it with this leg that's going to become the hinge. So rather than immediately starting by kicking my leg back, what I want to do is actually bring my leg out in front. The reasoning is that's going to relate well to other movements you've probably done, especially if you follow any of the programming here, things like dead bugs, things like bear crawls, where we've built tension using implements in front of our body. So that leg comes up, my arm comes out in front. From here, I'm creating this tension moment where I'm actually flexing my ribs in as tight as I can. And now together as one, I push everything back and I find myself now almost in this weird elongated bear crawl position. But this position here is that single leg RDL. And what I've done by creating tension here is allowed my pillar, this big chunk of my body, to maintain stability. So the bottom line is when you're looking to go from a double leg to a single leg movement, we have all those balancing principles that we have to apply. You have two options. One, well, you can hold on to something. You can make it a supported single leg exercise, or we can now start to load with an implement that is going to allow us to maintain tension and give us a bracing action that's going to allow stability. The foam roller is my favorite yoga block. If you had a longer foam roller, you could put this in your foot. You can see I'm not quite tall enough for this one. I know it's a short joke, but if I had that longer foam roller that would be up to about here, I could pin my hand to my toe. That's something that's just going to allow my leg to stay focused on staying closed and my chest staying closed in relation to my hinging leg. So think about creating tension, and then from here, I can now hold my weight in this opposite hand as I move through my single leg RDL. And this bracing action allows me to stay pretty consistent with my movement. Give that a go when you're transitioning from a double leg to a single leg RDL.